Now, Ghana Chromo Hano, Nkomobi Recordo, that is about Dama gave Funonye, Wawoyotia, Being the Besene Besia Hon Semsemi. Now, my imagine and come on, but my man with their son, I've been with the politics, or in getting propaganda with the film. Now, I'm going to play you two videos. Now, after those two videos, no man kashi, mercy full stop. Now, the first video, I'm going to show you what some of our NDC communicators, what kind about Dama homosexuality while you tell them can make na ya shen si some work with the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Ya padi ebi said first now what happened no ena hona adwenche wo ho ote na sisi ano hona adwenche te dem se nyimpa se enne na adwen te dem na se oche na adwen sesa ebia na sabi wonye no bi no problem but ada wo from homosexuality dey I'm telling you this I catch them dey say yen hu a dey say wa abanim na academy na sisi nya abanim epeda ba abanim te academy a ono oba na dama Ghana fu wo so kuku seku nipa no hu yensu nipa na nya sama wo fa me afa gutima fa me ko ska do bona retiska da che wadwo comment section mu na like a video ma share a video from the Honorable Sam George.
The very last platform I would speak about this matter
I hope myself too.
I believe that this matter has been overflogged and it is being pushed just to suit a certain parochial political agenda. See, irrespective of my personal opinions on homosexuals, the constitution of this country remains
More
supreme.
calls, please.
The constitution remains supreme, and the constitution of this country enjoins that everybody has rights and that their rights must be protected. It's actually one of the preambles to the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, the International Declaration of the Rights of Persons, and all of that, you know. And so the point is, the Constitution determines that every human being should have rights.
Okay.
It doesn't go ahead to break down if the human beings should be straight or gay.
That is for the country to determine, individual countries.
Yes, that is for individual countries to determine. Look, Ali, I believe that the amount of time we have, and this is a challenge to the Ghanaian media. I think the media is the fourth estate of the realm.
Of course.
And they have a duty of entertaining and educating people at the same time. Edutainment, they call it. We must pick issues which are of necessity to the Ghanaian people. The amount of airtime we have wasted, I call it wasted, not spent.
Talking about gays.
Talking about gays. When we have pertinent issues of water, pertinent issues of power, we have potential petrol prices going up. Look, those are the things which bother the Ali or what?
Everybody, the truck pusher,
everybody,
the Kaya.
Akwele who sells Kelewele, or is it Enyonam who is doing anybody?
Bush Canteen.
Look, those are the issues.
Beans.
They don't care whether the president's friend who published his book is gay. No, they want to have portable drinking water. They want to have electricity when they turn on the switches in their homes. These are the things we must be discussing. How, as a country, we can have consensus and move forward and solve these problems. And you see, for me, these petty issues which score people very.
Into listening to the Honorable Sam George, there is one thing that you are hearing, and this particular thing why there, he is in Wabani or a communicator or a communication team. Now, no power. But when when they looks like Ghana food be no work there. Chamo Wabani, you had a corner for the cancer, and it said the post from Oya Atopamina Forsana. I'm no one see and someone whitening while trying with social media. Now, Atopamina Forsan posted this particular video or the particular caption method. Also, in 2015, Sam George of the NDC defended the NDC government in power regarding the LGBT. Their cheap propaganda will not work in the 2024 government. The motive behind it is for NPP government to lose focus on funds from the IMF to complete the remaining projects. Why there? According to the Atu Oye Forson, which is on the actual Atu Forson, which is the minority oil leader, and this will be a sabi and also Wafa Oye Edinin Atu Forson or use word to another X. Now, looking at this particular video, we can see it very clearly there. Sam George is trying to defend it. Hey, we are wasting time talking about Nsama Sabi here. And constitution, it makes clear that everybody has rights. Inti why there asem no don't shut down here that don't think assembly. But today some judge is reading something because na particular na party nya benim. I asem Damina Ghana sisi oya wan konse kakra because until this video ben no be record some judge I had which we all believe so because if it's something that the whole entire population of Ghanaians will it should be done, but it depends on what the parliamentarians will decide. But more there, you as a parliamentarian there ever can summon there na so China reckon the same thing. It is very very important that was some by your but now there was some on there no I want them to it me because in the Ghana is has gone to IMF just like once work IMF no. This IMF no fundings will come. As now we speak, the Ministry of Finance, I catch all the executive, what is the NADO there. If you are sent to the LGBT bill now passing within Parliament now, Ghana is going to lose $3.8 billion in funding. Everyone is thinking about that. Hey, let's move on. Let's wait on the Supreme Court because we have to do something about a few things before. So the verdict in back, I'll do what I have to do. Even if Akufo-Addo does not assent to the bill, not on my even if this is just my own assumption, my own personal assumption, which is I am also entitled to. Even if Akufo-Addo does not, Nanado, His Excellency, if he's unable to assent to the bill, it will go back to Parliament. They will need 2/3 majority to pass that bill. Either the MPs in Parliament they are supporting the bill, and either they are not supporting the bill. The baby we're doing this on why is serious. And it is serious on the sense that the NDC people will push at no. And according to Atofos, which is Nipa Yoposi, I'm messing on the actual Atofos, he just need baby away for Zeneke. Also, there will push NDC will push at the end of them, Rabaya, MPP will lose Sikebi or to find any project. In the say projects in the area, no. Boy, a man afro washer and about what the man. So you pass them as at this time, you will lose. And it is also in an election year. It's damn and why they are trying to push it. Akufo-Addo and sign and today me. Today, Sisiano, hey, propaganda. But we believe, we know what is about to happen because in the middle, he's actually someone. Okay, they say if the majority of Ghanaians want it, why not? That is it. And if Parliament has passed it, why not? It's at this point quite easy. But the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia said, "When you moshi, Sisi on no straight bullet." But see, Ebekuma ha. Obi a nwuna sisi NDC. Wo so anapa wo bonedi. Wo kogoro wo bonedi. Wo chuchu ho na se wo bonedi. There, wo kopa dum pa kaje from Opoko abonedi Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Let's see that means name. It is one of the highly googled names on Google. I'm telling you. Because Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Sisi he's trending everywhere. NDC for more on today. Look at this particular video.
Look, ever since I knew Alhaji Bawumia, he has not stated a position on LGBTQ. Ever since I knew him.
Does it matter?
Yes, it matters. Because we need to know the hearts and minds of the people that are going to lead that. Let me cite an example. Little did we know that Mr. Akufo-Addo will ever stand internationally and tell us LGBTQ is bound to happen in Ghana. If we had questioned him when he was vying to be president, and we knew his position at that time, either we wouldn't have been surprised or would have been extremely surprised at his position today. But we didn't. And he had the guts to sit on Al Jazeera, an Arab, TV station, and profess that LGBTQ is bound to happen in this country. Now, the government tells us.
But subsequently, he has declared at the church.
At the Anglican church in Kumasi. And after that, when Kamala Harris came, he told Kamala Harris again that there is no force in this country pushing for the criminalization of LGBTQ. We didn't hear him. So when he meets local people, he becomes a local champion. When he meets international people, he pretends and acts like a chameleon. Is that the kind of president you want? Look, the economic basis of this entire LGBTQ does not hold water. And I cite an example. Uganda. Uganda's punishment for LGBTQ is death. As it stands now, Uganda is the 8th fastest growing economy in the world. Uganda. But their penalty for LGBT is death. You remember that when it was passed, the foreign nationals threatened them. We would boycott that. We would boycott this. We won't do this. What did the president tell them? He said, I don't need it. I will never sacrifice the morality of my state to petty monies and goodies you give me. In other words, I think I'm self-sufficient. and I can run my country. Roland, after Uganda passed the law, Uganda today is the fastest growing economy in the world. All other African countries, Nigeria sentences you for about 14 years.
That's a prediction by the Economic Intelligence Unit.
So I am telling you, yes, that's a prediction because they are doing so well that the same Economic Intelligence unit that some of which allies were threatening them and what of you are now predicting them to be the fastest growing economy. Nigeria's economy is doing far better than Ghana. Yet Nigeria's sentence of LGBTQ is 14 years and other penalizations. So what is wrong with criminalizing something that has no moral basis in this country? Something that, cannot inure to our benefit. In other words, Saudi Arabia, Dubai's economy is among the first 3 fastest growing economies in the world. In fact, Asia in its entirety is the first fastest growing continent. Yet Asian countries, China and what have you, have criminalized LGBT. Many Asian countries do not subscribe
but we are not
to LGBTQR.
China. We are not the big nation.
That's right. That is why we are not Uganda. Uganda's natural resources are basically copper. Little crude that has not even been exploited. Little pieces of gold. But a country like Ghana, where President Akufo-Addo today, who wants to sell the morality of this country for a paltry 3 billion, told us that we are going to do Ghana Beyond Aid. What happened to our Ghana Beyond Aid agenda? Roland, I ask you, why is it that we are not self-sufficient? Why is it that we think that because of 3 billion, we must sacrifice the faith and sanctity of this state? Why? Hasn't Mr. Akufo-Addo and Alhaji Bawumia been listening to the chief imam speak? Haven't they listened to all the Christian councils speak in this country? On what basis do you think that the morality of this country should be sold for a paltry 3 billion? You see, we must be asking Alhaji Bawumia many questions. And we must be asking Mr. Akufo-Addo many questions. And we must understand what they study in their religious books. I have always known that Mr. Alhaji Bawumia says one thing and does another, and it's very incredible. But at least his moral faith must be upright. And in that case, I think that many questions must be posed to him. He must be made to answer many questions on LGBTQ, and he must tell us.
And see, that video, no, they are trying to make it look as if Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and Nadu was she China Sebe when you want the bill no one because of that to push the agenda. No, but when you look at one person communicators as far back as time or Wabenima, they were not trying to speak it the way I work on the and that was also saying Sabe, young name young Kuma Hagana Hano, young name that daughter the young papa and mammy, young for phone and or yeah, that young aunties and uncles one China adult them. We all know. Per our culture, we all know that this particular thing in the culture of Ghana, no, it is not something that many people accept. Internet being worker there. Sabe, you feel that we are within the territory of Ghana. Na why didn't you know? Adibiru to Mombawa. At least, Utuma Pewuska Kakra. Now away, another mando. I feel that they accept it. It's on or a humble or a minimum agent. Sabe, it is not actually a bad idea there, Sabe, because of who Dinabi need by way of what sexual orientation into Sabe. Maybe also it is just about you to take your own personal decision. Or you on your BBA Sabe. You able to my play power. But a man and woman, what's you don't accept this? What are you going to also do? Are you going to fight it? No. But the politicians no more than political. At least the name on the bill also here promoting proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family values. Young name the Ghanaian family values. This is actually a Ghanaian family value. There young in an ebony besia Bawumia. And yes, I be being and the besia here. Or I've been channeled to baby. But this is what actually has come up from the Parliament of Ghana. It's not only baby, and I'll make sure I do a part 2 of this. So Nanado, I've sent to the bill, which I believe you will now. Baba Maza my video about it. Now I explain what is actually going on behind the scenes. Or for me, I have to go to my family because schedule on the schedule. When I watch them for UK, Canada, Australia, go to my number on the screen. I'm a words of encouragement. Sometimes I need to hear from you because trying to bring some of these things together, as I always say, it takes a lot of work. So sometimes they give me the opportunity like this to bring you the facts and present it to you. I them as be abuama na no that particular help no nya the many go baby. I mean sure that bring a be watch videos of today. Mama crowd, let it in.